Welcome back, you guys, to yet another show here on the Oshay Vlogcast channel. I am one of your hosts tonight, man, Oshay Duke Jackson, and you guys know who the one-legged heavy hitter is with the one-shouldered, one-legged because you only got one good shoulder. It's my man, LARMOVEMENT. And for those of you who are coming into the chat, we welcome you. We have an awesome topic today for our black male demographic, in which we create content for this particular niche here on YouTube for black men in America and black men typically in other Western countries, or whether they're in Australia, some in Africa that watches. But we welcome you to the podcast, and I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the one and only LARMOVEMENT. What's going on, bro?
Nothing, man. Let's get it.
All right, so guys, come up in here and like the video. Guys, yesterday, for those of you who were watching, we had a really awesome show that featured Reality's Temple, aka Angel. We had Mr. Research, who reached out to me previously about the Bill Cosby situation. And of course, you had, LARMOVEMENT, who was, on here, almost at least 2 or 3 times a week when I go live in these big kind of hangouts. And when we brought on the Reality's Temple brother, who is not necessarily in our circle of YouTubers, as we would call it, the Manosphere, he brought out some particular points that shook the conversation. And let me say this about the brother. I love his content, and he's one of those people, either you're going to like what he has to say or you're going to really hate what he has to say. He kind of just, shoots kind of right down in the middle and hold no punches. And what he said to, a sentiment is about black men. In so many words, black men, you want, black women to, respect you. But you not giving her nothing to respect. A lot of you guys come off as weak, so not really assertive, not really controlling things that you can control. And yet you want to tell, the black woman what to do and things of this nature. And it did trigger a big response in the comment section of the live chat. So I figured that we would kind of respond to the brother's points in so many words, and see if he has a point. Now, to be fair, Alan Roger Curry has talked about this with regards to other YouTubers who come in here and they have like a whining and complaining attitude towards women. But you know what, LARMOVEMENT, I'm gonna shut my big mouth and kind of give you the microphone, let you weigh in on how you feel about this particular topic.
First and foremost, we're gonna just stunt on these boys a little bit.
Oh, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? We are the champions. Okay.
wait, do it again. Quite.
I can't do it on the spot like that.
But go ahead and do it one more time for these niggas.
I can't do it on the spot. Okay.
On the spot. Okay, well, y'all seen them Negro Manosphere Awards, and thank you guys for voting for the brother too. But go ahead, man, and weigh in on this.
It's gonna be a hell of a thing.
Okay.
There comes a point where we have to do self-reflection and self-improvement.
Okay.
No matter what the women are doing or aren't doing, that's us improving ourselves and looking at ourselves has nothing to do with it. And some brothers don't want to admit that. Like, you can't get up every morning saying what they ain't doing right. You got to do something right. And, a lot of us don't want to take that into consideration. We just want them to, there are times that we complain talking about women say, take me as I am. Well, some of us are doing that. No matter how we want to slice it, we want them to take us as we are at times. And it look like, we being suckers about the shit. So we can't take shortcuts.
Okay, we're gonna address a lot of this. We kind of starting off. Okay, so guys, it's gonna get a little interesting, right? Let me do this real quick. I want to shout out to the brothers because I was already I didn't look at the chat. We already got brother super chat. So shout out to my man Idris Singleton. Good to see you, Big O. Good to see you too, brother. Stephen Bowler 389. That brother got a German last name. Marcus Love, great show yesterday. Oshay, you gotta go in hard tonight too. You trying to get me flagged, man? You already know. So let's kind of talk about this real quick, okay? with respect to our black men, now, we have a lot of talented brothers. Okay. We interview them. You're one of them. I'm one of them. We have a lot of brothers out there, like my brother Idris, like my brother Pharaoh, who's a truck driver, Aunt James. Got a lot of brothers, man, who are doing, their things. But, from the outside looking in, these brothers have also had complaints. I've made videos about complaints. You have addressed certain issues that black men are concerned about. But are black men in any way, shape, or form responsible for the problems that they complain about, in your opinion?
Once you become an adult, you may inherit problems from a previous generation, and you also will have to deal with the problems you created. So, yeah, we at fault too. Like, at the end of the day, let's not act like some of the fuck shit that's going on isn't us too. You know what I mean? So, and just like the other brothers, they have other things they're focused on besides what the women are or aren't doing. We don't want to talk about that half of the time, where, even the guys who have complaints still got to get up and do their shit.
Okay.
They still got to do their thing. They can't just stop because they got complaints.
Okay.
So if we're gonna put it on the table, let's put it all the way on the table.
Okay.
So how bad we gonna get? We'll be Patreon friendly, right?
Yeah, let's be Patreon. Well, you really ain't send it to Patreon. You ain't like Truth Teller 410. Shout out to that brother, because any show he gets on is going to Patreon. So, but I mean, go in as hard as you can, because you ain't really the cursing type. So let's just go ahead and let's put it on the table. We'll see where it go.
Okay. All right. Let's just start it up then. You start it up, because I don't want to say I started it.
Okay. Here's what I gotta say. Okay. Chrissy made a video last year doing this educated lame debate. Mm-hmm. She said black men who are, in so many words, professional, educated, and these guys who say, well, they like Pookie, or they like, the Ray Rays of the world. What she has said is, you black men have not done enough to assert yourself. And at first, I did not agree with her. I think actually I did a response video to her in a diplomatic way, because I went to Howard University for some time. I lived in, or I went to church with very affluent black population, upper middle class blacks. Those blacks tend to not have any problem. They tend to date amongst themselves. They tend to not have any issues whatsoever. But when I look at, the rise of the middle class African-American male, and that is, most black men, for the most part, a lot of them are single, not most of them, but never had any children. We are seeing a surge of a lot of brothers who are more technically savvy. They are, plumbers, truck drivers. I have a huge truck driver following here. And these African-American men who are becoming a part of the middle class, and some of them upper middle class, you don't even really know that these sorts of black men exist. For an example, I can say when I wanted to be going to medical school, it was very difficult for me to find a doctor that was a black male in Sacramento, which is very hard to say, because see, at Sacramento, which is 15% black population, over 500,000 people that were black in this county, yet I can find a Ukrainian doctor, even a Ukrainian credit union. They're even smaller part of the population. So when I really thought about it, is even though you have these black men who are out there, who are not thugs, who are educated, who can write books, like you've authored a book, black men who have all of these talents, you don't really know that they really exist. So the point Chrissy was making, which I think is a very valid point after I've heard it, is that black men that are doing very well, they don't really represent themselves such an image where people really know that, hey, the black man is not stupid. The black man is not a thug. The black men are the best fathers. So what I want to know is, if black women if black men are complaining about, these particular brothers, do you think that is that these black men who are upperly mobile, who are middle class or upper middle class, because there's a big contingent of our cohort who are going in this direction, is it our fault that as educated black men, we are not really letting the world know, are putting our skills on task to let us know, like, yeah, we are here, we have arrived?
Yeah and no.
Okay. Why do you say no? Let's start with the no first.
Well, the no is because we can't say we don't exist. We can't say we're not in industries. But we're not out here we're not Instagramming our shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want us to say, hey, I'm doing my thing out in these corporate streets. We're not Snapchatting out the moves that we make. And part of the thing is a catch-22, really. Like, first we needed to get in corporate America and fight the good fight. And now we need to separate from corporate America and say, this is what we do separately. So part of the problem is people keep changing the narrative on us. So we like, man, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody who's changing the narrative is changing the narrative for their own personal shit. It has nothing to do with us. But should we be a little bit more upfront? Yeah. We should, because we shouldn't be upfront for everybody else. Okay. Forget everybody else. We should be more upfront for us to know that we can do different shit. Because that's the problem. Like you were just talking about, looking for a doctor in Sacramento. We don't know the guys who are good in industry that are black most of the time, because we don't see their face. You get what I'm saying? We don't see their website, and nobody points us in that direction. We don't network with the men who are actually moving and shaking.
Okay, let's say it again.
We don't network with the men that's actually moving and shaking.
Okay, that's the part I'm talking about.
We may know names.
Okay.
But we don't know contact information. We may see a face. Okay. But some of us just don't have the balls or the backbone or the guts to walk up to him and say, hey, look, let me intern. Can I intern for you so I can learn this shit? Like we're not thinking about being apprentices to people certain times. Okay. So that's part of the other part. Like, we can't ask brothers to give us a helping hand at the same time if when we see them, we kind of ignore them too. Okay. It's just like the whole thing is in some ways a catch-22, in my opinion.
Okay. Now here's also something that I want to talk about. I know you brought up the fact about the network, but when we talk about black men in America, you talk about a group of 20 million plus people group. You talk about, at least a $550-600 billion spending power. And shout out to CB3 and let's see, Jillian Brown. I don't think the average hardworking brother cares about the Pookie and Ray Rays in America. And JL Edwards, Saturday Night Lube and Chicken Fun. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much. We talk about these brothers that have all of this wealth. I mean, as a group, right? And the ability to gain wealth in the United States. And then one of the things that you hear from a lot of African-American women, they say, you black men are not developing anything. And if you think about it, the Pookies and Ray Rays are just, literally opposite. What they do is they deteriorate. If you think about it. And shout out to Bagley. Just want to show some love to the channel. Don't get on here much, brother. Good to see you, family. The Pookie and the Ray Rays are the June bugs. They are promoted, no doubt. But, they keep, high crime up, and they perpetuate the cycle of dysfunction. So when you think about it, when you hear the black men, like, let's say, for example, Reality's Temple, and you hear what some black women say about us as a group of men, when they say that we're not building anything, and when these niggas, Pookies and Ray Rays, they tearing up shit. Actually, that's really, if that's true, right? And we gotta talk about that. If that's really true, if really all you have to do is not really much to beat a Pookie and Ray Ray, if you think about it. Because Pookie and Ray Ray should be very easy to beat. If educated black men or middle class black men are the black men who are, good and hardworking and stuff like that, are women like Chrissy right when they say we don't build anything? We're not productive in anything. We don't represent ourselves, even though we have a lot of money, even though we have a lot of people. What do you have to say about that?
Hold up, it froze on me and restarted.
Oh shit!
Well, I thought it was you. Wait. So what I heard at first before it froze on me was
okay.
Pookies and Ray Rays was tearing everything down.
Right. And the same part, the black women are some of the brothers who would take their side, right? They're saying that, black men are not building anything. So if you think about it, if a woman is looking for a man to be productive and the Pookie and Ray Ray niggas is tearing up shit, and the brothers who are, talented in their eyes, if they're not visible to them, are not building up anything, does that show some reflection on black men in that sense? Because, black men who are talented have not really shown like why we are the better options. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm about to go left.
Go left.
Here's the problem. When we make that argument, really people are saying, I saw more Pookies and Ray Rays and drug dealers on TV.
Okay.
So that's what I believe. Fuck what's going on in your real life. Fuck what's going on in your family.
Okay.
Forget the fact that you got one family member that loves dysfunction, that everybody likes to hang around because they fun, and they dislike the family that's functional, but they don't like them, but they always asking them for money. So are guys building? No, I can't say guys are building. And are the guys tearing shit down? Yes, I can say that. But what we don't want to say in the middle is, do you realize on one end, you want these builders to be the better men while simultaneously getting their stuff torn down by the people you like?
Say that again.
Like, you want the builders to keep building stuff while simultaneously getting everything torn down by the people you like. So if we're going to address this, let's address it all the way.
Okay.
You black men aren't building shit. Absolutely. Okay, fine. We're not building. When we create things, why are you partying with the motherfucker that's tearing it down?
Right.
Because last time I checked, if me and you were going into construction, we was building houses. And I come in the morning time, and I, we did the whole foundation, laid the frame, did all the electric work and the plumbing. Now we starting to lay the bricks. Okay. Now when I leave, you start taking a damn sledgehammer to the bricks with everybody, and say, "Oh man, nigga, this construction company don't build shit." But we sure know how to tear down buildings. Like, what we doing? Like, so it's perpetually all our fault together.
Okay.
Because you can't say the scientist isn't building a building or employing kids while the drug dealer's out in front selling dope. Them two things don't mix.
Okay.
And if you're saying, okay, the scientist, what he needs to do is hire these kids in the community, and then they won't be out in the street selling dope. But what we're skipping is, what the scientist needs to do is shoot the drug dealer and hope the hood don't snitch on him, too. So now both of them locked up or in jail or dead, right? So what that's why we live in separate communities. That's why we have separate families. That's why we go in separate trajectories. Because we as a group are freaking hypocrites. We're schizophrenic.
Hypocrites.
I can agree all day long. Yeah, we ain't building. Okay. But didn't you say this yesterday? Like, it's hard working with some of us, man.
Yeah, it's hard working with niggas.
So what we want to do? It's all right to be a little long-winded real quick?
No, go ahead, man. Do your thing, man. You trying to get the long-winded game up for that contest?
No.
You there? Oh, did the nigga leave? Okay, y'all, hold on 1 second. LAR movement, man, tried to be long-winded, and then his shit cut out. So let me do this. Okay. Louis Key, great topic, $5 player. Okay, and then we got my play cousin on here, Kate Jonesy, out of Dubay, $2.99. My brother Marcus Love with the good hair, okay, because he's like Cuban and black, even though he can't speak no Spanish. LAR movement is the single mothers. You there?
Now,
man, you got to pay your bill, dog. You've been holding them trophies too long and shit, and fuck get up your perception.
Obviously, man. I need to start tricking on my bill.
Something, nigga, something. Let me do this. Shout out to brother Marcus Love, who is man, he's an awesome writer on Manosphere.com. I'm about to rub these nickels together to get the brother in on every week. LAR movement is the single mothers who fall to raise these twos, destroying our so-called communities. Thank you so much, family. Larry Malroy, Oshay, and LAR, what's up, players? Preach Reverend movement. All right. So, guys, let me do this real quick. Let me just say this, okay? LAR, before we kind of get to this tearing down part, here's what I want to say about black men. I'm going to take a chapter out of, I'll give Obsidian some credit on this one. You know, he made a particular point. The point that he makes is this. Black women, in the condition that they are in, they really don't offer any incentive for black men to actually want to do anything for them. So here I agree. As much as I don't want to agree, but I have to agree. And this is just not in America. Guys, I like I said, I've been to Uganda. I'm heading back out of the country tomorrow for sure. I promise you, I'm leaving tomorrow. Okay. Next week, I promise you I'm leaving. You will see, just like you see in America, you'll see single motherhood births all across Africa. Okay. You will see, but in America, here you are, a women, like most guys say, women in our community, they're a little overweight. They have tattoos and these things. As a group of men, when you have a group of women who are already accustomed to not really, let's say, having a lot of self-confidence in themselves, but what man is going to really want to push himself to the highest degree to take care of women in a certain community when they already have made it clear, I really don't want to deal with you niggas. And then this is just not too long ago where black men were in communities, building colleges and building schools. So we're not very far removed from that. Mm-hmm. But we do have to understand that in other countries where you see a lot of development going on, like in Poland, you see a lot of men all the time, trying to develop their communities because their women look very nice. Their women look very attractive. There was a time where black men were trying to provide for African-American women. Here's the problem. Nobody wants to talk about this. It was never really good enough. I'm going to say this. Black men were doing their best during the segregation areas to give their wives homes, to give their wives schools, their community schools. But those black women, I feel, comparing themselves to Mrs. Ann. I'm talking about the white women. Well, the white man's ice is colder. And I think ultimately, whatever the black man could have done for black women in America, it was never really enough. I think maybe if you had Black America as its own separate country, it's a bigger story. But I want to kind of get back to this particular part. A lot of black men who are professional, who are upwardly mobile, they make this particular statement, LAR. You know, kind of like the Mike Jones. Back then, they didn't want me, now I'm hot, I'm all on me. The brother Robert Nolan said that a lot of our own women, they're not looking to build with us as we are trying to accumulate in the ladder.
Right.
Once we get to where we're going, then that's when they come. Mm-hmm. What do you have to say about that? You know, there's not really a willingness for, you know, the women to kind of stay along with the men and stuff like that. But what do you think about that? And just in general,
our women don't appreciate shit. Yeah, they're disrespectful.
Okay.
Yeah, ain't nothing good enough. Yeah, but here's the problem with that. Are you saying in some ways, not you particular, but you know in some ways, Cass is saying, I don't want to do this even for me unless I get some pussy out of it.
Oh shit! Stop the show. Stop the show. This is why LAR Movement is a professor of Black YouTube. Say it again.
I mean, that's what we saying. Like, we don't even want to do the shit for ourselves if we ain't getting no pussy out of it. Like, that's the part that we kind of just glossing over. I get the chick ain't gonna appreciate you. But here's the problem. Do you appreciate you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want better? Yeah, and they do come around after you do everything. I get that. I've lived that life and continue to live that life.
Okay.
You see me 5 years ago, I ain't liking them much. You see me now, oh baby, it's so cute. I need to get with you. But see, here's the thing. I didn't quote unquote improve or get higher up for your pussy. I did it for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we have to separate those two things as men. I get you don't want no fair weather woman, and we got fair weather women. I get it. But if you're gonna tell me black men can't come together and create something because at the end of the day, I can't bust a nut, that sounds weak.
Okay.
You know, it just does. You know, yeah, the single mother thing. Only problem is, even with that single mother part.
Okay.
How many of us are raised by single mothers?
A lot.
So some of us don't want to admit that we're trying to talk about the generation beneath us when we're the same as them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're raised in a single mother household, that's why you don't act like a man. But it's a high probability you was raised in a single mother household too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, I was raised by my damn grandparents. What that mean? Single mother household, right? When I was born, my parents was married. They ain't married. They didn't last too long. But there comes a point as men, we got to play the cards we dealt. Now, you can't put that off on anybody else. Because I know as a kid, I had dreams and aspirations and ambitions. And I can't say I can't chase my dreams, aspirations, and ambitions because I lived with my mom's side of the family. Or, you know, I'm not going to chase my dreams, aspirations, and ambitions because, well, you know, Keisha over there ain't gonna give me no ass if I do it. Forget all that. So what we gonna do? Long-winded enough?
Long-winded enough. Stop the show. Stop the show. Stop the show. There's a nigga in this motherfucking chat. And you always know. Are you looking at this nigga to stop the show? Everybody look at this nigga. Do you see this nigga be real?
Uh-oh. You know I don't be on the chat thing.
Okay, so this is what this this nigga says, always got a nigga. I'm gonna give you some shine today, player. That's bullshit. I make moves even if pussy not involved. You talking about simps. Reading another one of his comments. Let me use my bitch ass voice. Stop talking about simp problems and talk about black men problems. Let me use my bitch nigga voice. Hold on. Bitch nigga voice activated. Your guest, he talking about simps. Okay, so here we have a complaining and a whining bitch right here in the chat. Let's talk about these niggas today, okay? Because we gotta. This is what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, niggas in here talking about these motherfucking simps and shit, nigga. My name is motherfucking Big B motherfucking Real, nigga. I got a real credit card, but it ain't got no money, and if my shit declined for $0 payment, nigga, I V's real, nigga. Be real. Fuck LAR movements, nigga. Law movements, Lavar movements, Lamar movement, Rita Rambo ass nigga. It's your LAR movement, nigga. Where you ain't moving, nigga. You try to move and you handicapped. Your name handicap movement. You are handicapped. Okay, let's talk about these dudes. Now, imagine this podcast is black women, and this dude is a black man, right? He doesn't like this particular podcast. But what does he do? He comes in here, and then you guys talking about shit, again, he cannot make anybody change the real thing of the, like, it's not like you're gonna make the show topic change, because you can't. This is not your show. Okay. You just comment like a little whiny ass bitch that's on your period, like a straight up $10 hoe. Like, you so cheap as a hoe, I need change for $1. That's how much of a hoe you are right now. And instead of him like leaving, right, he wants to keyboard battle like a complete $5 bitch and complain about the show, when like a real man, he could just watch something else. But like can you say bitch real loud, LAR? Like a bitch, you sit here and complain about the topic when you don't even have to watch it. That's what I want to talk about right now, because we're gonna change the show up just for this nigga on the same topic.
Hold on. I gotta say this.
Go ahead and get him. Go ahead and get his ass.
I ain't gonna get him too hard. Here's the thing. So if you put 10 brothers in a room,
okay,
and you ask them to do two things,
okay,
either go chase skirts or go start a business together,
okay,
what they gonna do first? Like, real talk, what they gonna do first?
Go chase skirts.
So if that's our culture, that means we got a simp culture.
Okay.
So just because you say you could be making moves, fam, but let's be real. You hear more black men talk about what? Even on YouTube. What is the number one agenda? Fucking.
Yep.
So if your number one agenda is fucking, somewhere in your blood you simping.
Okay.
So why are we not gonna act like that's not true? What can you gain the most audience for as a black man on YouTube? Talking about fucking or talking about black women ain't shit, right?
That's true.
So how is that not part of simping? How to get this? I'm trying to tell you how to get the pussy for free, and I'm gonna try to tell you these hoes ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking Bill Gates if you can fuck for free, and you Malcolm X if you say these bitches ain't shit.
Okay.
So so when it comes to, I don't know, starting a coffee shop, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
Who gonna show up? I tell you what, how about we start a big booty coffee shop? Nice motherfuckers in. Can we do that? Can we do like a booty hooter Starbucks?
Nigga bucks. They call it nigga fucks.
Can you know coffee and cakes? We're gonna do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we probably fuck it up, why? Because we're gonna be fucking the waitresses and not worried about the money. We're gonna act like that's not part of the culture right now.
Right.
Like, all right, fuck it. I'm sorry.
No. You're getting your long-winded thing up, man. Let me shout out my man Carl Ware, $2. $1.16 from Wake the Hell Up. Shout out to Wake the Hell Up. It's a late night show for me, 5:30 in the morning. All right, let me just do this real quick. Okay, here's the thing, right? Shout out to my boy Deep in Thaw of Buffalo. Here's what I want to talk about. I'm an ugly nigga, as everybody knows. Only person ever told me I look good was my grandma, and she told me I like Martin Luther King. And then I found out I don't look nothing like this nigga because I think I told y'all the story. She gave me a Bible and some mismatched church socks and had me reciting "I Have a Dream" speeches and shit. And I thought I looked like Martin Luther King. Little did I know, I look nothing like the nigga, and I've been like fuck her ever since. But that's neither here nor is it there, right? If anybody stop doing that to yourself, bro, nigga, that's what I do. How you fucking gonna tell me to roast myself, nigga? All right, listen. Been listening for a while. First time donating. Keep up the good work. Millionaires and billionaires. Nigga with a name like that, nigga, $10 ain't nothing to your player. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for donating, man, in here. So here's what I want to say, right? I'm an ugly motherfucker. Being ugly all my life. Like, even as an embryo was ugly. Let's keep it real. A lot of you motherfucking niggas watching me is ugly. And not that I know what you look like, because a lot of you niggas is hiding behind avatars, but somebody done told you ugly. Your mama, your daddy, all the females who blocked you on Tinder, Facebook, you motherfuckers look like shit. Everybody know that. Okay? Here's this motherfucking thing. Shout out to my boy Robert Morris. I gotta keep it real, LAR. I gotta keep it real. Can I keep it real, dog?
Man, do your thing. It's about to be.
Here's the problem, right? In these other communities, like, let's say I'm in Poland and shit. You can be an ugly motherfucker. Like, if you can be an ugly Polish dude and have a fine ass Polish chick in this country. I see motherfuckers like 25 or receding hairlines. Like, they youngest, you can tell they're young, but the hairline is 75 years old. I'm like, just cut that shit off. It's worse than mine. Girl be looking fat, fine, fat booty. I seen one dude, man, I was ready to I wanted to damn near assassinate him to get his chick. If I had a water gun, I would have squirted his ankles, nigga, and took his girl. But Mexican communities, you go to the mall, you see Jorge, fat, beer belly, girl look good. Our community, if you come up with any of these things, number one, you short. 5'11" or below. I would say but if you like 5'8", 5'7", don't be like one of them like 5'4" niggas, hella buff. You ain't got no neck. It's over. I don't even know why niggas be hella short and hella buff. I do not know why you niggas do that. Y'all look crazy. Y'all niggas look like serial killers when y'all do that. You have no fucking neck. Why you niggas do that? You like 5'5" and then you get like 270 pounds of like full muscle. You go around here starting hella fights because you mad. Y'all niggas need to stop doing that shit for somebody fuck around and knock your little ass out. Okay? Because you ain't gonna be able to swing on nobody because your muscles be too tired. Maybe that's another thing, right? They get hella buff or they get hella loud. Always want us to be talking, hear themselves talk. If you are a short dude, if you're extremely ugly, I'm not extremely ugly, but ugly enough. If you fat, okay? Some of you motherfuckers are short, fat, and ugly. Y'all got the trifecta like a motherfucker. Reg the bad guy. What up, man? $5, boy. He balling. Reg, if you want to get in on this, you know you welcome, player. Just let me know. I'll send you a motherfucking link. That's my boy. Uncle Reg in the building, nigga. Okay, so some of you motherfuckers got all three. That's why ugly niggas hang around each other. Here's the problem, though. You can overcome it, LAR, if you are one of these few things I'm going to admit to these niggas right now. If you are a very hard worker dude, hard-working dude, short, fat, whatever, improve. You might lose some weight. You get some like Casey and Jodeci glasses and shit. You might be fly or whatever. You extremely funny. And you have some type of status, personality like Kevin Hart or something like that. But you got to have a combination of two of them things. You're going to have to be hilarious and popular, or popular and rich, or have some influence to make up for the fact that you are motherfucking ugly, short, or your breath stank, and you look like a Gorilla Monsoon with a Jerry curl. Okay? Here's what I'm finding out. The dudes who are ugly, fat, short, and don't improve are those guys who have no success with women. They are the ones that have like a big problem. And they tend to do your mostly of complaining and bickering about how bad, a lot of African-American women are. Because what I found out is this. Even dudes who are fat that got money, fat that have different, they don't complain. Like really successful men never complain about women for the most part. They don't have no time to. They just don't deal with them. But do you think, and I'm just saying in my opinion, dudes who are conventionally ugly, short, unsuccessful, do you think that these dudes complain about women too much for the fact that African-American women actually care more, I think, more about looks than any of the other shit I talked about? Like, to me, the most important thing is looks. If you are ugly, nigga, you can't get a good-looking black woman, on average. It's not going to happen. If she think you ugly, for the most part, you ain't seeing no type of that pussy unless you like really funny or something like that. But I just want to think about it. I mean, what do you have to say about my assessment about the dudes who complain and whine because they're in that undesirable category?
Yeah, I mean, it's true to a degree. I mean, at the end of the day, the other men in the other groups, they have something else. They have a skill.
Okay.
See, a lot of us want to be ugly, short, fat, bitter, and still have no skill. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, like, some of us don't, what we're whining about is that we're not getting dimes as if we're dimes.
Stop the show. Say it again.
Like, we whining because we're not getting dimes as if we're dimes. Like, are you you want to be a 5 and deserve a dime when you can get 5 good 2s. You know what I'm saying? That's what you might need. You want to have all the women. You want to be a player. You want to have them. You want to be Rick Ross. I want to be a rich, ugly motherfucker who have all the women over me. But Rick Ross don't have women over him like that. Like, you want to have the finest stripper of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're a manager at Sprint. I mean, can you at least, like, if you want somebody, like, we got delusional levels sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just like the women in some aspects. In some aspects, we just like them. Like, they want a 6'9", 297-pound superhero black dude with a 64-inch dick and $8 billion. And she's probably built like Maurice Jones-Drew. And can't understand why he ain't checking for her.
Oh, shit.
It's like, we got to be realistic. Like, and us being in the manosphere, we've seen this time and time again where guys do the thing where this little dance where they start really acting like a little bitch when they say, well, what you gonna do to improve yourself?
Okay.
Why I gotta improve? Why don't you get a haircut? Why I gotta get a haircut? Why don't you shave that beard up? Why I gotta do that? why don't you lose some weight? Why I got to do that? Okay, what the fuck are you gonna do? How about you just iron that motherfucking clothes you been wearing? Why I gotta do? Okay, what about brushing the teeth that you got? I mean, your shit is like, light yellow right now.
Like yellow card fever, nigga.
Yeah, I mean, like that shit. Like you don't have your personality kind of dry. You think you want to just be a little bit, be a little bit more lively? No. They should just accept me. Like, as much as we want to talk about this, sometimes brothers don't realize there's some men out here who may not have kids, but act like single mothers with kids. Like, you gonna just take me with all my flaws, and I'm gonna be the best thing that ever happened to you. And that ain't true, man. It just ain't true. So some of us whining, hell yeah. Okay. And some and some people who may be in a comment section who may not understand this. If you're a content creator, you get it, because like you said before, they got guys with these avatars and who'll talk a gang of shit. But if you see them, you be like, now I know why you ain't got no woman. I know why you. I'm gonna tell you why you mad, son. You know what I'm saying? I know what's up with you now. You built like a tall Webster.
Not the tall Webster, nigga.
So, and do black women do they want a good looking guy? Yeah. Do they put too much emphasis on that? Yeah. But you don't want no ugly chick though.
Right.
So, and I know you see these other guys and other groups who may have money or skill or personality, and they get fine chicks in their group. Okay, that's real, and it's also real that them same chicks have side dudes because they man ugly. So, what you doing? Like, be real. Just be real with yourself, man. You can't get them all. You ain't gonna win them all, and you might not be as fly as you say in your mind.
Right.
And it's all right. Like, that's cool, but stop acting like a little bitch about it. You might be complaining about hood rats, but yeah, the hood rat might be the best you could do. So it is what it is. You might be a bad built dude with a bad built chick. Oh shit!
What happened?
No, you looking at the comments.
Yeah, I mean, see, Reg, man, if you want to get on, man, let me know. Because I hardly ever have you on. Let me just do this real quick. I want to shout out to my man, Wake the Hell Up. We're gonna do a great stream. Me and Wake the Hell Up. Let me do this because some brothers donated. I'm trying to find it. Scotty, find the hustle or get a good at it, lose weight or look elsewhere. Yo, should you get my pictures? Yeah, I'm looking at him right now. Damn, boy, he was doing some. Hey, brother, you out there doing your thing, player. And let me see, my man, Life Machine Power, $1 Canadian. Thank you so much, man. Let me talk about this real quick, right? And okay, we have some niggas out here, cause like I'm gonna just keep it real. Because I'm an ugly nigga, as everybody can see. I never had really no problems with chicks. Tell you why. I mean, as far as getting women, man, I'm gonna just lay some game up on like a lot of you niggas, man. Really, I'm gonna tell you how women really can work to a certain degree. You can be like, let's say the nigga KC. I heard like, yeah, KC, man, back in from like, KC, yeah, you know what I mean? From Jodeci, KC and JoJo, y'all remember him? Oh yeah, like he was saying, like KC conventionally, like not an attractive dude, right? But you know what I'm saying? Certain things about you, with women, if you have certain things that's going. I will tell you what it is. Most niggas have no plans for their motherfucking self. This is how this shit work. Tell you how you really get, if you know where you going. That is important. I think a lot of times I found, right, and we're dealing with black women, if you know where you're going and you can show proof that your concept works, it produces result. Women who are attracted to a certain kind of man like that, they'll be more around in your circle. I think we have a problem with black men. You got a lot of black men who are always trying to, and you see this in the NBA, man, a lot of times, some professional dudes. Guys like Bill Gates, no matter how much money he gets. You see Bill Gates' wife? Do you know what she looks like?
Like Bill Gates' wife?
She looks like Bill Gates. Mm. This is important, right? He's a billionaire, richest guy in the world. Bill Gates' wife looks like Bill fucking Gates. This is something serious, man. Like, I don't know if you guys, if you go Google Bill Gates' wife, she looks just like him in a certain degree. All right, now check this out about when it comes to us. And this is something like we got to really talk about, because when it comes to us, what we do is we don't necessarily look for, because really, does she got to look hella good, though? That's why I got to say. A lot of chicks, if you take that makeup and weave off of them, they not that cute no damn way. If you think about it, I hate to say this. Go to the club, sleep with your average chick. She's a 9. Wake up in the morning and look at her the next motherfucking day. That motherfucker looks like me. You be like, God damn, you be feeling bad? Like, I can't believe I had sex with a man. Yeah, that's how it is a lot of times. Get up in the morning after you sleep with the most good-looking chick that you see, man. They take all that makeup off. Them motherfuckers look fucked up. Now, what I'm saying is this. Most, if not every chick that you think is a 2 or a 3, put the right makeup on her and the right shit on her, and she can look like a 7 or an 8. So what I'm saying is this, LAR, the women that are attracted to these black men who actually might mean them some good, are these brothers overlooking them, or are they just mad that they can't get the kind of black woman that they can't want to get? Or are they cannot, improve the chick that they got? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm understanding, like, I guess like this. I'm seeing a lot of black men who are exceptional black men, middle class, upperly mobile, trying to get chicks. What up, Cornelia? Trying to get chicks who they shouldn't even be wanting to fuck with in the first place. Like, chicks that are not even on their same level. Like, why are you mad that some of these women that you're interested in are fucking Instagram booty model type chicks? Like, they wouldn't do you no good, no way. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you weigh in on that, man? I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say, man.
All right. First and foremost, you got cats who don't like certain chicks because the woman is supposed to be a representation of you. So you want a trophy girlfriend to say how you getting down. But the problem is you ain't really no damn trophy, so you're gonna get a basic ass trophy girlfriend.
Okay. So
now you got a problem with that because you're like, getting with her makes me look bad. You already look bad though. So, you got like the thing about the Bill Gates and his wife. This is one thing that we're not doing properly. We're not admitting who we are.
Okay.
See, I don't need a dime in the face. You just got to have a nice body.
Right. Now that's easy to get in black community for the most part. Go ahead.
Right. Like she doesn't have to be some fucking IG model or something. You got to have a nice body and a good personality to be fun to be around.
Right.
So a lot of the times we just reaching, man. We reaching for what? And it's bad because I'm gonna say something that some people ain't gonna like, but I'm gonna be real about this. Some of y'all want to reach for these 9s and these 10s and these dimes, and these 7s and 8s when you're not, so you can say you smashing fine chicks, but you ain't even fucking them right. You went to all that extent to beat your chest and say you was smashing a fine chick and you fucked it up. Like, you played all season to go to the Super Bowl and you never scored. Like, that's a problem.
Okay.
Like, the other thing is, come on, at the end of the day, what is your purpose for these chicks? Like, if you saying you want a chick, and she brings no value into your life but to stroke your ego, you're gonna get fucked over.
Okay.
Because you don't really have a, like, people like talking about pimps and players in the game. If you meet a chick and you have no way to give her direction, it's gonna be chaos. Like, all you know is you basically put all the cards on the table for her. Like, really, the only reason you here is because I want to say I fucked a fine chick. So, and you want her to stay, right? Or you want her to use bait to get other fine chicks. Like, what is the plan? Like, and if you have no life plan,
okay,
how you gonna how you winning in the end?
Okay.
Because truth be told, if you chasing your money, the chick's gonna be there.
Okay.
They waiting where the money's at, to be perfectly honest. But if you chasing chicks, you gonna waste your motherfucking time. Because they not checking for you because you ain't got to that level where they gonna the type of chicks you want. Like, Oshay, the draft is happening today, right? And I said this before. So, do you think the teammate who's not gonna get drafted, you think them chicks waiting for them at the club?
No.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like he was the starting safety. He went in the second round. His homeboy is the backup water boy.
Okay.
Like, she not checking for you, right? Because you don't have anything to offer in her mind.
Okay.
So what we gonna do? Like, where we gonna go? And yeah, some of these chicks do look like Mama Ra when you wake up in the morning.
Okay.
But so do we. Like, I hate to be brash about it, but some of y'all don't give a damn who y'all getting head from no way. As long as you getting. I've seen, look, I've from high school to college to grown. I've seen some of the chicks that y'all to take out, you know. I've seen the girls leave at 3 a.m. when it's pitch black outside because you ain't want nobody to know that you was messing with her.
We gotta do an episode on that.
So be proud of the fact that at the end of the day, you can get somebody, because some of y'all got to take a good hard look at y'all life, y'all decisions, and that usually tells you the women that come into your life. Like, you could talk to chicks. All you need is a personality. They're either gonna tell you yes or no. Even if you're ugly,
okay,
all they can tell you is yes or no. You know, a lot of y'all just scared to get rejected. What's the issue?
Let me just do this. Shout out to my man Blake 1980, dropped $10 on the PayPal like he does all the time. Guys, we're gonna do a show when I get back called Put a Bag Over Her Head. We gotta do that. That'll be a great show. But we're gonna have to probably put that on Patreon. So we're gonna, like, you know what I mean? I think that'll be a good show. Put a bag over her head. That's a good one, right?
Man, we ain't gonna get to that.
That's a vampire
sex.
We ain't gonna do that. All right, let me just talk this, right? Because the brother last night we had on, he was coming through with some things I did agree with, some things I didn't agree with. One thing he says, like, I'm sorry, I will never believe this. He says that men and women, that black men should treat women equally. I got to talk about that because you do have some black men out there who feel like black men and black women are equal. Now, I will say this in terms of human rights, yes. In terms of equality under the law, oh, okay, yes, all right. But when he says, that you black men are mistreating black women and stuff like this, because you have some black men who kind of really are really too pro female, and it's to the point when it comes to stuff like that, I'm you guys know. I had a woman before ask me, could she write for the Negro Manosphere? And the response that she got from me was, I'm sorry, what did you say? I'm totally pro male, pro black male. I'm biased. I do not think men and women are equal. I think any woman that feels that men and equal are equal in a relationship, those women should be left alone. It is not your responsibility to try to prove your equality with women. I think that it has to be, your way. And if she doesn't like your way, let it do her way. Because this is why. In the last 50 years, okay, we have been doing it her way. Okay. So we can't go from doing it her way to let's work together, because that way doesn't work, right? Because when it happens that she uses her 50% veto power, then eventually it's going to be 51%. Because this is what women do. When you give women too much power, what ends up happening to me is what I feel is that society ends up becoming more liberal, even if they don't understand what's going to happen. Like, you start to see how the United States is now. When women get more power, everybody starts to get more power except men, I think. And then you see what happens in society when this happens. So let me do this. Let's talk about the equality factor. Do you think that women and men are they equal in terms of relationships?
In American society, hell no.
Okay.
Here's the thing. When it comes to this equality nonsense,
okay,
women will never be equal to men in America. And the equality that they're trying to get is ridiculous, because they want to be equal to men doing men's things when being a man ain't their thing.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is, do you see any women building skyscrapers?
No.
Roads?
No.
Ships?
No.
Trains?
No.
Aircraft carriers?
Let me think about it. No.
The piping of America, underground piping?
No.
So how you gonna be equal to a man when you ain't paying the cost to be the boss like a man?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, this is the equality. That's the way people got it messed up. How many women do you see on oil rigs and drilling for oil? How many women you see? Like, women want to be equal to men in the air conditioned environment.
What do you mean by you say air conditioned environment? Because I think
they want to be equal to us when the AC is like at least on 70.
Okay.
When everybody got a nice desk, when we can all get dressed up corporately and not get dirty, and we can all get paid the same in that way. But they don't want to be equal out in the Atlantic fishing in the middle of a storm. They don't want that. And so we got to stop living this lie like women are equal to men, or it's the same thing. It's not the same thing. As a matter of fact, when you flip it, because you see all of these effeminate, feminized men and boys trying to act more and more like girls, and now girls looking at them like they crazy, right? Because you can't outwoman a woman if you're a man, right? So, and like you said, 50 years has proven these women are not good at even attempting to be men. Mm-hmm. They break down crying. Like, okay. The equality part is problematic because if women are equal to men or wanted equality, then they wouldn't blame men for not doing shit that they say they're equal enough to do. Mm-hmm. That's a problem. If I don't need you, well, cool, sweetheart, you don't need me. Now take your ass out there and fix that pothole. What's the big deal? Mm-hmm. Get on the roof, fix them shingles. What's the big deal? Oh, burglar just came in with a shotgun. Well, I got the rifle over there. Go ahead and handle that. Like that, they want to be, and on the same note, if they were so equal, let's be real, we wouldn't have divorce laws, right? Like,
yeah, it would be, you know, it would be split down the middle. All right, it wouldn't be. No.
It wouldn't be shit. It'd be like, oh, deuces.
Exactly.
You take your shit, I take my shit. We done. Ain't no split nothing.
Right.
You know. True. So, I get what you're talking about, the human rights and respect and all that other stuff. But as far as equality, no, man, because ain't no woman about to sign up to be on the front lines.
Not at all.
So, you know, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, and we know it. So we need to stop playing that game. It's no disrespect, but we know these women don't want to have the responsibilities of being a man. You see them now. We see our own women now getting manlier and manlier, losing their damn mind because they thought being a man was easy.
Yeah. I think so. I read something like women are more unhappier now than they've ever been in United States society.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay. Let me do this real quick. All right, brothers, listen. 359 people watching. Like the last 3 shows, we had a lot of people in the chat room. This is my secondary channel. You guys know my main channel right now is closed down. It's not shut down, but it does have 2 strikes from the YouTube hater bureau. So I got that on ice. It's going to be like that for like at least another month or 2. All right. But guys, do me a favor. Go to the description. Click on LAR Movement. We got some trolls in here. Seeing some new brothers. I appreciate you guys. Do me a favor. Get the likes up on the videos. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of this complaining that's going on YouTube. And I'll throw some of those things in the mix. Let me do this. I want to shout out a few brothers. My man, Cornelius Edwards. Outside of Memphis, he donated a $10 out of our trucking community. Y'all know that the truckers, they love Oshay in LAR. Timothy Blewett, thank you so much, brother, for $10 super chat. Appreciate you also, fam. Okay, here's the thing that I hear from certain dudes, right? What they're saying is you black men are complaining a lot about black women on YouTube. Now, I used to have a lot of good critical videos of black women. They are now down, all right, never to be posted again, but there were some classics. So, you know, and so what do you say about the guys who say, well, okay, because black men do make some great compelling points about why they have an issue with black women. Now, here's what I want to say. When black men, I had a video, a vlog of a brother who talked about why he didn't want to date black women or why he never dated one. And, you know, some of these guys say like, you know, I had issues with my mother and things of this nature, stuff like that. Right. And when these guys come out and they say why, you know, it's always black men get shamed. Oh, you know, nigga, you lying, or you just want to blame the black woman. So whenever a black man, you know, states his reason for why he has a problem with black women, you know, you always get these black men getting attacked. Even if it's a fair assessment, you have immediate shaming language. You have a lot of people trying to shut black men up if they, you know, I'm not talking about those who can, because you do have some guys who complain and whine on a daily fucking basis. I won't call their name on this show. All right. But you do have some messy ass niggas on Negro Tube. Every podcast, it's about this. Like they're going to change some shit. But immediately, if black men have any kind of critical assessment of black women, even if it's true, they can say it in the most respectful way. Instantly, you're cooning, you're a sellout, your mama's black, they're automatically attacked. So I wouldn't call those brothers whining and complaining. Okay. But you do have certain black men who are on here, certain social media networks, and they have like such a problem with African American women. They don't like them. Oh, they're single mothers. Oh, they're too fat. There are all these different things these black men are saying. Number one, do these guys, in your opinion, do they think that they're consistent talking about it, posting it on social media networks, making videos about it? What in your mind, what do these guys think that they are accomplishing by completely all the time complaining about or whining about particular issues with black women? What do you think that these guys are looking to achieve?
I think they want change, but they don't want to change who they're dealing with. I think at the end of the day, they want the type of women that they like in a black woman. But the thing about it is, if you're gonna have to get out of the places you go, and like they got like they have valid points. Okay. You can't say they don't.
Yeah, they do have some. Black men have valid points. Yes.
Yeah, we have very valid points. We've made these points ad nauseum. We can see all of the red flags and all of the bullshit with our women coming a mile away. We do get shamed when we speak our truth. And at the same time, if you done, just be done and move on. Like there comes a point where some of us brothers, we turn into like swirlers who say what we want over and over and over again, but we never really talking to them type of people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if you don't like a certain type of chick, start going into different areas to see those type of chicks. Now, that's what I meant earlier about we have valid points, because some brothers have done that and they just meeting the same type of chick in a different presentation. But at least they're making an effort.
Okay.
Like some of you guys, you're gonna have to. You can't just if you don't want to talk to women, don't talk to women no more. Mm-hmm. And then don't complain about not having a woman. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if you wanna keep talking to women, don't go to the places you used to go to, or talk to the women that you probably ignored prior to that, because they might be a better fit for you. She ain't gotta be movie star sexy in the grocery store. If she look kind of cute, holler at her. See where it goes. Like this is all hit and miss, man. It's trial and error.
Let me say this real quick, right? This is kind of where I'll treat my platform. Shout out to my brother Ryan Brown. $10 super chat, man. Thank you so much, brothers. Do me a favor. Get the likes up real quick. You got 357 people watching. Here's what I want to talk about, right? And this is the conversation that we need to have as black men. This is what is so important about like black men understanding. And this is why we make these shows, right? This is a very target show. The content that like when we LAR Movement decided to do a show, it's targeted. We're trying to hit, like, we're very, how can I say it? It's very,
precise?
Precise. Yeah. Accurate with who we're trying to reach. Okay. Think about the Montgomery bus boycott of, I think it was like 1955 or something like that. Why am I talking about this? And brother J.L. Edwards make a super chat. I got to read it. I'm sorry, brother. Black people were telling black people You know, or you can sit in the front of the bus or until white people get in the bus, something like that. You got to move to the back. I'm tired of moving to the back of the bus. Fuck that. I'm tired of moving to the back of the bus. But you niggas are still going on the motherfucking bus, buying tickets every day. Now, think about that. And been people complaining about that shit for a long time. You steadily riding the bus. Okay. This is what we want to talk about. When you are still riding the bus, all the bus company wants to understand is I really don't give a fuck about them niggas complaining because they still patronizing the bus. I hear a lot of you niggas all the time talk about these particular women that you don't like. And I'm comparing them to the bus system because those are people that, you know, that you say you don't like. I hate single mothers, man. They too fat, man, and whatever. But then you see certain dudes post pictures of certain women that they're attracted to. These are the same females that they're talking about. They're obese. Not calling no names. Right? Black women are obese. They post pictures of what they say the female is wop wasted or whatever. Clinically obese is not what you call obese because a lot of people, they want to change words where it fits them. But when you look at what obese is, oh shit, stop the show. Harry Mingo with the $2 super chat. Damn. All right, hold on one second. Let me stop the show, man. You other brothers, okay? Every day we get the same people in here, right? I like to see newer brothers. I found some new people. Harry Mingo always in here dropping money. I like to see the newer brothers, man. People who really appreciate the content. Super chat's available on your iPhone and Android. Okay, this man is giving, I can tell you, in the last 12 months, this man by himself has given over $10,000 on both channels. I know everybody cannot do that, but you can give $1, right? So, you know, it shouldn't be the same people. And this brother right here, when I started Black Manosphere, he made sure that I had $500, him and another brother named George. And I had started it with my own money, but they helped. So a lot of the free ebooks that I got to stop the show on this. A lot of the free ebooks that you guys see on the site, a lot of writers have gotten paid because of Harry Mingo. I'm going to keep it real. Okay. We got 4 free ebooks on the site right now, a free comic. You can thank Harry Mingo for that. So when you brothers, ask for stuff, he don't say nothing about it. That's a lot of position. Part of that is a brother like that finances. So this is the thing. I like to see, thank you, Nerd versus World, $1, $2. We need to see more black men who appreciate the content that you email me when the stuff is not up. Like to see you guys, even if you can't donate $1 or nothing like that, you can at least share the video because this brother is one of the reasons why we don't even have to have ads on the site. You know what I mean? And so I want to thank him because you don't have to do that. So the other 300 or something brothers, Blake 1980, these brothers, they make sure that everybody can get stuff, these podcasts, stuff like that or whatever, because it's only a few. So we'd like to see more brothers get involved. All right. Let me get back to the point. A lot of you black men are saying that these women ain't what you want to deal with, but what you will still say. LAR movement, ask me what they will still say. Ask me. He's there? He there now? He left. He'll come back. Y'all, let's say I still fuck her though. Oh, nigga, I'll still hit it though. So here's what the situation though. When you say that, oh, this company ain't shit or she ain't shit, but I'm still gonna fuck her anyways, then really you are just like those black people back in the South that are still patronizing the racist bus system. This is one of the reasons why a lot of times African-American women do not take y'all serious. How can they take you serious? And where this nigga at? Where did he go? Hold on a second. Let me find out where he's at. How can they take y'all serious, man? Real talk. So what I want to say is, for those dudes who whine and complain, you will never get a change. Shout out to Donnell Jones. You will never get a change out of African-American women by complaining about them, because what you niggas are still going to do, you're going to still go back and have sex with them. That's what y'all are going to do. A lot of y'all will call them every name in the book, but you still out there taking them to the movies. You still out there telling them I love you in this and on the DMs. You over there still on the low, hate, you're over there hating on another nigga because she going out with him. All of these things you saying that you don't like about her, you still sleeping with her. You still wanting to be with her. You still going to vacations with her. So your complaining falls on deaf ears because all she got to do is wear a nice, dress and show some ass, and you're going to go holler at her. You still ready to holler, even though you come on YouTube talking shit about her. You all in the comment section talking shit about her, but you still nutting in her every day and all this shit. So the only way that your only method can work is if you boycott the women that you don't like. That's what Dr. King did. He got all these black people to boycott this particular system. Let's boycott them. We're not going to patronize them. We're not going to give them any money until they give us what we want. Now, black men are not disciplined enough to take their dicks off the table. This is something that y'all can't do. Y'all are not going to be able to do that. Let's be honest. Y'all will complain about them all day. Single mothers, I'll never date them, but I'll sleep with them. You there?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
What happened, dog?
It's the Hangouts.
Your arm hurt?
It's not my computer. It's the Hangouts because it's on my phone like that too. So I see.
And shout out to let me ask you this. These black men, I was making the point. Did you hear about that? What I was talking about? These dudes are complaining about them, but they still sleeping with them.
Yeah. Don't want to admit, like, okay, is it hard to admit that if you boycott the girls that you don't like, but you still sleeping with them, you will actually have to fit the standards of the chick that you do like?
Say it again.
You're going to have to fit the standards of the chicks that you do like. That's what all this I don't like these certain type of chicks is about. Some of it is that they overlooked you when they was younger and then they had kids. I get that. And then now they want you because they're struggling. I get that. But the other part of it is she gotta take you now. The girl you want don't gotta take you now.
Say that again.
Like the single mother, she gotta take you now. But the girl you want, she don't gotta take you now.
Right.
Like, we're really hating on people because we're not their number one choice. And you can't, everything that glitters ain't gold for one. And sometimes it might be good that the girl you want don't want you. Because she might not be worth it. Like sometimes we putting people on a pedestal in our minds that shouldn't be there. So what we gonna do? Like, yeah, you hate these single mothers, but Friday night happy hour, she turning up. She want to get it in. You're not gonna tell her no. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna tell her no. Tomorrow, Saturday night. Oh, I know it's going down tomorrow night because I know where the spot's at around here.
Mm-hmm.
All the chicks some of us then picked up for the one night stands at the club and went to the hotel with, they were single mothers, were they not? Or they will.
Wait, let me just say this. A lot of times when these guys are going, here's what's funny, man. Let me just say this. A lot of y'all about to get mad. Shout out to my brother West Guy Time with $2 super chat. Donnell Jones, Brosco. Brother Oshay, get that mahogany goddess Ashley W on the show for an interview. She's been on here before.
Ashley, cool.
Nerd versus the world. I will bring her back on a one-on-one. Here's the thing, man. Can I expose something real quick?
Snitching.
Let me go ahead and snitch, but I won't tell on all you niggas. But this is what happens, right? Niggas will, from the United States, they will sit back and they will say, man, I'm tired of messing with these black single mothers. Tired of them. I mean, listen, I'll tell you, you know what I'm saying? I don't date them either. right? I just don't say it no more publicly, but I haven't changed my position on it because it ain't worth talking about for me publicly. If you don't want to deal with a group of women, just don't deal with them. That's how it is, right? We waste too much energy in complaining about what we don't want. That's why I don't bring that negative energy on my channels no more. But then you niggas go to the Dominican Republic. You go to Brazil. Man, do you know how many stories I heard of dudes that when they go over there, you flew all the way over here. Now, it's a beautiful place, man. Don't get me wrong. I got my Brazilian visa. But you go over there and what do? Some of the same chicks you smashing are single mothers out there, got 2 and 3 kids. But because they look good, they light skin, they got a fat ass. Man, you out there, man, you Western Union in there, you got MoneyGram popping. You know what I'm saying? You doing the same shit on single mothers in another country, but because they look a little better and speak a little bit of a different language, and you don't have a bad experience with them, you still dealing with the same type of broads, just that speak a different type of language. And you talking about this is paradise. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing that a lot of dudes don't want to talk about is, you complain about these women that you don't want to fuck with, but then your international chicken is different though. That is true. But some of these dudes go back there all the time, right? And the thing about it is this: if that's your reasoning for wanting to get out of the USA, and you going to the USA to do that over there with the same type of women that you were complaining about, like to me, I came to Poland for an opportunity. And it wasn't based off of no coochie or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is, if you don't want to deal with those women, do your standards change because you're in a different country? And that's what I'm saying. Like, you are still you wherever you are. You know what I mean? You're not different because you in Poland for the day or you in Ukraine. You still the same person. And a lot of these, black men were saying, well, I need better standards. But then when you go and do the same things in other places with the same types of women, it's the same shit, but it's just a different toilet. You aren't really fooling nobody. And the thing about it is what black men needs to do, if y'all are really tired of how, the black community treats you, take your money and take your penis off the table. Why don't you boycott them? Don't even deal with them. Don't give them no compliments. Don't tell them they look good. Don't comment on their pictures. Don't like them on their pictures. That'll really get their attention. That'll be actually better than complaining. But LAR, ask me, are they willing to do that?
Are they willing to do that?
Hell no, these niggas ain't gonna let anybody walk by with a fat ass. These niggas is driving down the street. These dudes late for work. They gon' pull over to the side and get out and try to holler and talk about their grandma died or something like that, so they ain't gotta get fired. These niggas ain't gonna. Go ahead and weigh in on it. I'm being long.
I have a question. And okay, this might be a weird question, but
go ahead.
When guys go internationally for chicks,
okay,
I wonder, can you pull that same type of chick in your city? Because when it comes to it, I get this: the women are more feminine, they're more they take, you have more status because of the American dollar and being an American. I get that part.
Okay.
But if you feel like this girl is fine,
mm-hmm.
Can you get that equivalent? Will you holler at that equivalent chick in your city?
Okay.
And I don't think a lot of guys will. Like single mother or not.
Okay.
Because I've been around the block and I've been out enough to know that when, I don't care if it's the nightlife, church, grocery store, liquor store, trap house, if a real fine chick walk in, a lot of motherfuckers not gonna approach her because they're gonna be shook.
Okay.
She too fine to talk to. She might tell me something. No, I don't know if I'm her type. People get insecure with that shit.
Okay.
But the guys I know, some of them, they got, your confidence shouldn't be once you land in another country overseas. You should have that shit already.
Okay.
Like, if I go to Miami, I'm not gonna not talk to a fine chick because you know what I'm saying. Like, if I talk to a fine chick in Houston, I could still talk to a fine chick in Miami. I can still talk to a fine chick in Brazil. I can still talk to a fine chick in the Dominican or Jamaica. It really doesn't bother me. But I'm not gonna not, talk to chicks in my city and then fly out of the whole goddamn country and take on this persona like I got confidence.
Okay.
So, I mean, for me, that's a problem. Because a lot of guys, and I might be wrong, but
okay.
What happens is it seems like we gravitate to game and talking to chicks. But I don't think a lot of these dudes executing this game in the States.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't, because like I said, it's kind of like church. Like if you got a word and that word resonates with you, what the fuck you come back next week for?
Mm-hmm.
Did you actually implement it? Right. A lot of guys not really implementing that stuff. And they don't want to admit it because it don't cost you $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 to just go to a sports bar, see a fine chick and say, "Hey man, what's your name?" You ain't got to do all that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to pay a hotel fee and all that shit for that. So what's the big deal?
Let me do this real quick. Shout out to Deputy McAllister 99 cents. Let me say this, right? Okay, here's where you ask the question, can these dudes pull quality chicks overseas? Is that what you're saying?
Can they pull that same type of chick in the same city?
Overseas in the same city. Okay, let me say this. I gotta break it down because there's some complexities to it. How many of you guys heard of Philco versus the World? You guys know Philco, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Philco deals with like these really exceptionally attractive Russian chicks. Now, if you look at like, and Russia has less money than Poland. I mean, as far as like GDP, but I would say, let's see. The Russian middle class income. Is there a Russian middle class? Let me check this out real quick. I want to make the case, for example, okay, like in Poland, right? I'm a guy in Poland that the middle class here is like $2,000 a month, right? So obviously, somebody like myself might be out of, I'm outside of that. Okay. You're an American citizen, you make more money, you have more resources, and the women are exceptionally pretty. In a situation like that in another country, if you keep, your same American income living someplace else, absolutely. You're going to be able to pull more women because you're going to live in a better community. You're going to live in, and you're going to stand out. You're going to be exotic probably there. In that case, yes. Yes, all things being equal, because I'm going to say this, LAR, when you live overseas, let's say Colombia or, Brazil, or let's say even Poland or Russia, a lot of those women who are fine to us, they don't know that they fine. They don't know that they fine until they get to the United States and everybody start gassing them up like, God damn, you fine. Because in Russia or Ukraine, it's a lot of chicks that look like them. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fine chicks in these countries. I think that especially like black men who may be able to speak like multiple languages and shit like that. Because you have some dudes that might, like one brother lives in Japan and, obviously he knows how to speak English and he knows how to, speak Japanese and stuff like that. A lot of guys who are, let's say, rejected by certain chicks in our communities, like, a lot of black chicks in America, stuff like that, they have a hard time because they're because a lot of African American women, they really find charisma to be important. Just like let's break this down real quick. How many black churches do you know that are big that got a boring ass white sounding pastor? Today we're reading from the book of Psalms 23rd, and we're
None.
going to be talking about nigga churches. If you got to be charismatic, funny, something like that, animated. That's black people, especially black women. They like animated dudes. So I will say that a lot of dudes who have like a stoic personality, not necessarily, so entertaining, they might do a lot better with other races. Like Polish people, they're not so animated. Russian people, Ukrainian people, they're kind of stiff. You know what I mean? So a lot of black men who are not like that tend to do better with other races of women who are used to that in their own cultures. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But I think again, when it comes to this whining and this, kind of complaining, it's like, okay, you talk about black women, they're fucked up, whatever, right? And nobody would disagree with some of those sentiments. Nigga, how long do you keep saying that shit? I mean, to me, like, how long do you keep talking about that? Like, it doesn't change shit. Like, that's where we at right now. I mean, did you want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it got old. Like that. I mean, sometimes you're gonna talk about it if it's on your mind, but if it's your, I can't wake up in the morning every day like that. Like at some point, it's like, damn, dog, what else are you doing with your life? Like, fuck. College football and these bitches ain't shit. Mm-hmm. I ran out of bacon this morning because these bitches ain't shit. I went to the grocery store, and what happens when you run out of money and they give you that charge? I got an overcharge fee because I went over my limit because these bitches ain't shit. Like everything. You know what I'm saying? I pissed and I missed the toilet because these bitches ain't shit. Like, there comes a point where everything got to stop. Like, okay, if every day you got an issue, and for me, this was the problem that I had to face about this.
Okay,
if I wake up every day saying these bitches ain't shit, why is my mind on ain't shit bitches 24/7?
Hello.
Like, what kind of motherfucker am I then? I mean, damn, like, there are other types of women out here. And don't get it twisted. I know we got some fucked up chicks. I get that.
Right.
But I'm just going, oh, good morning. Fuck these hoes. No. Like, no. What soap are you using? Bitches ain't shit. Bonsoir. I'm using Arm & Hammer, whiten my teeth, saying bitch. Like, no. It gets ridiculous because at some point I got to ask the question. Even when I like certain people, I just can't watch anymore because that's all they talk about. And when it's all you talk about, part of me is like, I get your point. The other part of me is like, I know at this point you just mad because don't no girl like you.
Right.
That's what it is. Because at some point, you got to hear the negativity in your voice, and that shit is unattractive. Just like we talk about the negativity in these chicks that's unattractive. It's all the negativity with dudes getting up with angst in their heart about women is unattractive. Like, if you could talk about racism all the time, here's the problem. Isn't it weird if you run across a person who's not black, who they see you and they go, I've been waiting to call you a nigga for my whole life. You're like, that's what you've been waiting your whole life for? Like, this is your moment. Like, this is like, you're going to die and it's going to be the highlight of your life.
Right.
That's where we get old with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's part of, to me, that's just a part of hating and simping mixed together. because you could do other things with your life.
Right.
I mean, that like you could go places. You ain't got to go places with chick. You can go enjoy yourself and do a plethora of different things. And you might meet people that are actually cool in these other places if you decide to get out of your bitterness.
Right.
Maybe you tired of your right and left hand and you don't know what to do. Get a new brand of lotion. I don't know. But cut that shit out every day. I mean, obviously it ain't working for most people. And before I shut up, because I'm working on a long-windedness.
Right. No, you're doing good.
I would bet $1 to a dime.
Okay.
You met the right chick, your ass will stop that bullshit by the next day. If you're like, oh, I think I found the one. These bitches ain't shit, but I got a good one. I'm done.
Hey, be a disclaimer. Let me. Okay, there's a comments going on in the comment. Very rarely, like I said, I want to discuss this real quick. Let's talk about this right now, right? Because you have a brother. I use his name, Big Pen Podcast. And you have the Red Sox fan. I think he has a wife that's Colombian, so he's not really complaining about black women at all. But he's just saying, "Look, I've been married, happily married. You brother need to travel. I got me a Colombian wife." Then you have a dude named Red Sox fan. He says, "At Big Ben Podcast, we need to talk. If you travel the world, you will understand that we need to take care of our citizens first. Also, anchor babies do not work in most of the world." I think what he's saying, like maybe an anchor baby might be like a baby made from a foreigner and that's just there. Okay. And then the baby not really accepted. But let's see what that really means. An anchor baby definition. Yeah. Pejorative of a child born in the United States to a foreign national mother who herself not been lawfully admitted for a permanent residence. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So something like that. All right. Let's talk about that, right? Because here you have a brother who seems like he's not complaining. And I don't know if the guy is white or black. But you have a brother who is like, okay, I've made this decision to go elsewhere. And then you have another person, another man that's saying, okay, well, you're really not going to be so accepted wherever you're going. Oshay, what I mean is you can't just drop a kid and have rights in Saudi Arabia. No, that absolutely is true, especially in China. So let's talk about that real quick, right? Because you do have a group of black men who are just like, look, I'm not going to whine or complaining. I'm getting the fuck out of here. My boy Marcus Love, shout out to him. He's been to Ghana. I'm getting ready to get back to Africa, if not today, today somewhere. I'm just going to pick it and charge it, and I cry about the shit later. So, let's talk about that, right? Because, you have these black men who are not complaining, and then, you have certain other brothers. I'm not saying this person in particular, but you black men need to amend your relationship with these black women. You're giving up on them. I've seen those kind of videos from black women, like these black men have given up on us. Have you ever seen that before?
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the guys who are not complaining, who are getting up and just like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And these black women who are saying that these black men have given up on them. What's your response to that?
Like I said earlier, brothers have valid points for a very long time. So when the chicks didn't want to listen and these guys decide they ain't doing it no more, they actually boycotted for real. Mm-hmm. They said, screw it. And the women who are upset about that, how upset can you really be? These guys warned you before they left.
Okay.
But on the flip side, even if you do that and you go somewhere else, or you decide to have a different life, are you still gonna build for you though? Mm-hmm. Like, no matter where you go, don't you still want to put your mark on this world? So that's what I would honestly think. I don't care if you stay in America, if you go to Caribbean, if you go to Central South America, if you go to Africa, if you go to Australia, Asia, Europe, whatever. Wherever you at, don't you want to put your footprints on this planet? That's the question for that I wonder with some guys. Because or are you saying you're willing to go anywhere just to find a woman that'll give you peace? And that's the end all be all. Because what if you have kids with her?
Right.
What then? And and in some cool way, and it kind of says that the men here actually were more geared to and wanting marriage than the women here. Because if it's that bad that they say, look, man, if I can't work with you, I'll go to a whole nother country.
That's a good point. Let's stop right there real quick. And shout out to Erica Williams. She has a great sales and finance channel. Shout out to her. She has always awesome content, you guys. She's right there in the chat. Subscribe to her. Hopefully I can get her on to do an interview. I need to do her, not do her like that, but her, Paulina NBA. I gotta do one with her also. So those are my lady friends there. So guys, get subscribed to her on this men's channel. But Eric Williams is definitely a person that I think that we can learn something from. Let's talk about this. Black men do, the numbers prove it out. Black men do want to get married more than black women do. And we have numbers to prove it. You just struck on some gold there. I don't know how let that slip. That's why you're there, because I'm dumb as shit. Here's the thing: black men are 2 million less of the population as far as numbers. We have 365,000 more marriages. Now, I mean, we're not talking about who stays married the longest or whatever. It's the fact that black men, despite knowing that you're going to be probably the number one dude to get, child support, 70% of divorces, black women pull them when black on black marriages, not black on black marriages, but black men are more willing to get married and actually be married. So let's talk about that, because we get a lot. And shout out to my man Deputy McAllister. He dropped the $1 super chat, my man out of Mississippi. Let's talk about that real quick. A lot of black men are indeed serious about these long-term relationships. We get a bad rap for like, oh, you niggas are just players, like, oh, you niggas ain't shit. But the numbers do not lie. So it's not like black men don't want to get married. So why are black men not wanting to get married? Why are black women much more single than black men? Because what they're going to say is, well, it's more of us than them. But it's more of black men getting married than them. Why is that?
From my perspective, I think more black women want a wedding and more black men want a wife.
Oh, no, you didn't go there.
That's what it looks like. Because because most of the women I've come across in my life, whether they were married or were never married, they've all been proposed to. So it's not like they didn't have somebody who wanted to marry them. It's just they said no, or they got the wedding, and then when it was time to be a wife, they was like, I'm not feeling this wife part.
Mm-hmm.
Now the people I know who just are happily married, truth be told, they just a man and a woman who like best friends with each other.
Okay.
They down for each other. You know what I'm saying? They actually wake up happy to see each other and go to bed happy to sleep next to each other. Mm-hmm. But I think that's a reality that our women gonna have to face. Like a lot of y'all want a ring, a dress, a day that it's all about you, but after in a nice honeymoon, but you don't necessarily want to be a man's wife. Mm-hmm. And part of what these guys, and that adds to the part of player culture and part of the going to overseas looking for women, is the fact that brothers have been complaining for years about femininity and reciprocity.
Right.
So, and you like I said, brothers do have a valid point with that. Like, they're guys who actually doing the right thing who get done dirty and nobody gives a shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, for the sisters who wish that, these guys wouldn't walk off, you kind of, that's your fault, really. Because truth be told, if there are less black men and they're married more, though men approach women and women don't really approach men, the thing that we seem to leave out is women have the right of first refusal. So we come across this all the time where women told the wrong guy no and then she regrets it.
Mm-hmm.
So whose fault is that? And this might be a little bit messed up, but same thing if you see him dating a white chick, or you see him dating a Hispanic chick, or you see him dating a black chick from another place. Mm-hmm. This is part of the reason why some of these men ain't mad. They were like, some of these men are like, why the hell you mad now?
Right.
Like, why you mad now? I tried to talk to you last year. So you didn't want me, so I moved on. And, that's just a bitter pill that some of these chicks got to swallow. If you wanted to be these guys' woman, you would have actually been his wife. I hate to say it, but how often do you hear of an American black woman actually taking care of their boyfriend when they're sick?
Maybe when they get shot.
That's a problem. Like, that's why I said, we both say these guys got valid points, because at the end of the day, all this, we loyal to black men and we love black men, actions speak louder than words. And a lot of these black men's actions is they sick of hearing the words. That's why they moving around. We're the backbone of the community. Well, we need a brace. Because that's a weak back right there. So we got a lot of issues that are not really being handled honestly, like really honestly. It's too much selfishness. And I are some of these guys whining? Yeah, but on the flip side, I will say some of these women are just straight up delusional. They think they could just show up and do absolutely nothing, and the guy's supposed to give them the world. And that's where there's a split where the guy's like, man, I ain't talking to your ass no more. And, I think what men need to do, so we really need to, to let people know how fucked up it is. We need to start taking not just a tally, a ledger of all the shit we do for women. And when the relationship's over, just drop that book. Now, what did I get from this? So it'll let these women know actually what they're putting into these relationships. And maybe it'll cut these guys out from they don't have to speak as much and be mad every day. Because if I take you to the movies, if I pay all the bills in the house, if I take you out to eat, if you're a single mother and I help you take care of your kids, and at the end of the night we have sex, I lost. That's a loss. Like, I help you through school, and you graduate, and then you say, I'm not on your level. That's a loss. Like, we got to get to the point where we actually say who's beneficial to who. And I will, on this time, maybe it's being a little contradictory or whatever, because it's contradictory to the topic. brothers don't get as much credit as they should for actually making it easy for the women in our community. And because we don't get that credit, you know, for the people who've actually done shit, they just move on. Motherfucker ain't gonna wait his whole lifetime for you to be appreciative.
Right.
So, you know, I think that's long-winded enough, man. I'm working on it.
You working on it. He doing good, man. You know, because typically I'm gonna just tell y'all, I told LAR Movement, I had to check his, I had to rough his ass up, man. I said, look, I said, nigga, you good on the show, but motherfucker, you need to talk more. You know what I mean? Because, you know, when I do my shows, man, I have a setup where I interject here and there, but I do more of the interviewing and, you know. So LAR don't like to talk a lot. So I'm trying to get him long-winded, like, you know, like Alan Roger Curry and like Rom. He's becoming a mic hog on the show. It's like a nigga that can shoot good, but he don't want to shoot the ball. Shoot more, you know. So I'm trying to get him to talk more and be more long-winded on the podcast. So shout out to him, because, you know, when I get Rom on here and Donovan Sharp, Rom, if you don't send in, Rom will talk the whole entire time. You can't even ask him a question. So shout out to the long-windedness improving on on LAR Movement. Shout out to Yardley Moyes. Moyes, I think I messed up. Achilles is lying. Nas is innocent. O'Shea for press. Yeah, I heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
O'Shea, check Carrie Hilson's Twitter. What's on there? $2. Thank you so much, brother.
She said she ain't fucking with black men no more. The only white dudes in her DM.
Oh, we gotta do a show on that. Why you didn't tell me, man?
I mean, this is what them chicks do.
Okay, we're gonna definitely address that. Human 2.0.
Next year she gonna be saying how much she love black men, and we supposed to forget about this shit.
See, checking in to say hi to O'Shea and everybody. Here's the thing, right? I'm gonna just tell y'all, this is why when it comes to black men, these women can say whatever they want to say about you. I'm gonna have Donovan Sharp actually write an article on this, because I'm not gonna write an article. I'm gonna tell him to write a hit piece on our ass, because Donovan is pretty good at chopping people up like that. This is why we tell you, black men, we are literally the punching bag of the community. See, now white people can't really say what they want to say to us like that, because they'll get in trouble. But see, black women can say what they want to say about us, and there's no we don't make nobody pay for it. Now imagine if any black male, popular, Tyrese, okay, if they say, I'm not messing with black women no more, only white women in my DMs, what will black women do? They will come out and make him apologize for that statement. You see the power that they get to have there? Look at what I'm talking about. Now, I know we don't really care about what they say about us, but look at the solidarity, right? When black women say those things about you, there's nothing that they can risk. Again, you don't make them respect your spending power, and you don't make them have any consequences or repercussions. And see, this is the case that I always make for brothers to, you know, number one, I try to help as many black men as I can to start their own blogs or movies or documentaries. This is the case I make for black men to support us on Patreon, because I'm going to have Donovan write an article on this. If not, or if Marcus Love wanted to attack it or somebody like this, I'm in the next few days, because we got to address it. But this is the reason why black men need to stick together. All, you know, the majority of you guys watching right now, this is the reason why, because you are not unified as a group. You know, I see somebody in here that's saying like F Serena. I mean, I'm not trying to, you know, down you nothing, bro, but you know, that is very pointless to the discussion. And the reason why it is because Serena ain't worried about you. Carrie Hilson ain't worried about you or any of us. And saying that don't change nothing for us. We still got people shitting on us as a group. And this is important why I tell you black men to stop having attitudes with one another when you come across each other in these streets. You know, when you come across you niggas be mean mugging each other. You looking to have dick measuring contests with each other. You always looking to outdo or outshine or you try to shit on one another. And meanwhile, while you are busy out there trying to, I'm more powerful than you, more important than you, okay, as the brother said, dog facing. When y'all niggas are doing that, all they do is they go to Twitter and this is what they say. And it gets hella shares and tweets. And of course, you're not in no position to make her pay for that statement. You can't because you're too busy fighting amongst big booty Brendas and all this. You don't have no type of infrastructure to even attack this. We don't even have our own media websites and outlets to even respond back to somebody like this when they say shit about us. We don't, because we don't even support those things. Although you as a group of men have more money than a lot of European Union countries do. I mean, if we were to just take you and your income and put it in the European Union, almost overnight, you would be per capita one of the most wealthiest nations in Europe. But this is the reason why nobody can really respect you as a group, because you spend too much time hating, being filled with drama, beefing with other niggas, telling somebody fuck you, fuck that. And you don't really, you don't really understand that when a woman says this about you, that is hate speech. You guys hear that term? It's hate speech against you as a group. You see? But it's not going to be reported as hate speech on Twitter. If it's on Twitter, because that is hate speech, it should be flagged. But I'm not saying flag it, but if you said it about black women, it will be flagged and reported as hate speech. But they can do this because they look at you as a group that's weak. Would Carrie Hilson ever do that to Jews? Would she do it to gays? Would she say it about Mexicans or Latinos? Are you still there, LAR?
Yeah, I'm here.
See, all of these other groups who have probably less money, well, sorry for the Jews, and less influence than you, but you can compete with those groups if you work together. Anybody can say anything about you, and it's by you, it's okay. You understand what I'm saying? They can say everything about you, and nobody has no respect for you because you can't stand up for yourself, and you don't have any organization set up for yourself to respond back. Not no lawyers that represent you as a group. Not your own TV shows, nothing that puts you in a position to respond back in your image. All you do is you basically brush it off. And I'm not really tripping off what she's saying. But then somebody else tries it, because what you are is you're a punching bag. And what tends to happen is when a group of people get bullied, a lot of people keep bullying on you. It's even happening to poor white men too. They're getting bullied, right? Feminists are doing it to them. And so and then you have all the power, you have money, you have all the resources, and you don't even have any way to fight back. And then you want people to respect you in these streets. You want people to listen to you. When anybody can say what they want to say about you, and you can't even report the post on Twitter or anything, you're in no position to do nothing. Almost powerless. And it starts with you black men having some sort of relationship with each other. And and you cannot do anything. You guys can't even get together to call hate speech on a post like that when you can't even walk past one another in motherfucking Popeyes without mugging and getting ready to fucking fight. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think one of the problems with that is this. We don't care what a chick says. We'll still like her picture if she fine. And that's an issue, because at the end of the day, we're like, Carrie Hilson ain't the first. She ain't gonna be the last. You know, this is what they do. Now, in some ways, brothers have froze out a lot of chicks in recent years. I think that, you know, part of people saying that they want to date other men is guys have been voting with their feet in their pockets and they're not been investing in these women. You know, but and for good reason. A lot of these Instagram chicks, how many of them vacation? Like here's the thing: when y'all take those pictures in the hotel rooms of different cities, you know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of guys have said over time, like, man, if I meet you and I see you get taking them pictures, nah, I'm not spending my money with you. But at the same time, I've seen chicks' phones where they could say some shit like that and they can still have 100 something messages. So, you know, we don't want to admit that, like, some of us like getting treated like shit. And that's a problem. That's a major problem. You know, she'll come around next week. I'm a DM her and tell her I think she cute. Why you do that? Because now you this is why they, you know, people feel emboldened, because one of the ways you got to make people respect you is you exile their ass. You excommunicate them. If they say they don't fuck with you no more, say, okay, cool. That's it. No problem. You know, go be with the people that you want to be with.
Yep. And
then, you know, they try to come back crying, but you be like, no, I remember what you did. You know, sometimes we don't, and that's a community problem that we have as men too. If a woman's a traitor, it depends on how fine she is if we're gonna take her back. And that's fucked up. Like, that's why I said, you know, next year, you know, Toni Braxton did the same thing, right?
Yep. I think so.
Serena Williams, if they get divorced, she's gonna do the same thing. What's the chick? The chick that was saying black men ain't shit. She was married, and her husband gonna get her for $2 million. She might start talking to black men. Fuck, Tyra Banks was trying to hit up 2 Chainz. Like, we gotta keep it 100 the whole way. Like, if a chick say they done, let them be done. You know, don't say, well, you know, she was mad for them 5 years, but now she back on the team. Nah, let her stay there. You know, look, where I live at is the suburbs, and it's mixed. I said this before. If a non-black woman has a what they call a black baby, done with them people.
Oh yeah.
She in a grocery store. If she white, she can't look at no more white men. If she Asian, if she Indian, Arab, if she's Hispanic, they done. We the only ones taking people back. You know,
that's right.
So, you know, and that's part of our issue with complaining about chicks. We're complaining about chicks that are known traitors that we taking back. Like, and even if she's black, she's the type of chick that'll make sure you wouldn't get hired, but you gonna still be with her and be mad at her because she works in HR. Like we tripping on that one. You know what I'm saying? We tripping on some of this stuff.
Right.
Hold on.
Now, yeah, you're getting along with it, man. I just want to say, everybody, listen, do me a favor, brother. We have 367 people watching. Do me a favor, everybody. Go to the description. Who has not subscribed to LAR Movement? Because he has his own channel on YouTube. So don't be like, oh man, good points, good points. Look, let me do this for y'all. Go into the description. His YouTube channel is there. I'm actually going to promote it. LAR, man, let them, before we get up out of here, I know because you got to be at work tomorrow, but show them plackety plaques, brother.
I got to use the good arm. Hold on.
Use the good arm. Use the good arm.
This is, shit. Okay. This is uno, and dos.
Wait. Show the other one so they can see the other one, the second one. That look good.
You got to thank Oshay, man. You know, this is the Negro Manosphere. Thank you people for voting. And you know, I'm gonna talk major shit later on when I set this office up in this other room.
So I just want to let everybody know, right? You know, LAR Movement, man, he's really been so important to what we were doing. And you know that you brothers have you know, that was the first Negro Manosphere Awards. And you know, it wasn't like the best that I would like it to be. But I just wanted to say this. You brothers have allowed us to put out a professional network that we can at least, when we say we're giving a black man an award, it's not no bullshit ass award. You know what I mean? It's at least something that a brother could be proud of. Not like, oh, you won an award and then you won. Right? So I want to thank all of you brothers that support us, whether it be on Patreon, whether it be on the super chat stream. And if you don't have any money, some brothers, you know, they just like the video or share the video. Some brothers, PayPal or whatever. But I want to tell you, brothers, thank you that we are able to, you know, have award shows and polls and stuff like that. Guys, do me a favor, go subscribe to LAR Movement. I just want to make a few announcements before we get up out of here. The LAR Movement YouTube channel is there. Now, there's a Polish holiday for all of next week. I didn't know that until I started my new rotation. So, guys, go up and subscribe to Brother LAR Movement right here. Now, I want to make some statements. There is my individual podcast called I Can't Stand Niggas, which is coming to Patreon, but it will not come until like next week. I will do like a Brother Pill podcast X-rated, which will be like a call-in live show on Blog Talk Radio. So it will not be on YouTube, but it'll be like on BTR. So we'll probably post the link in 30 minutes when the show is going to start. And you guys call in and you can just go ham and, you know, don't matter. Like, you know, we can just talk a lot of shit and the callers can be involved and it's not on YouTube. Okay. So you're gonna start to do that. We do have the Brother Pill podcast coming to YouTube, but it will be a little G-rated. You know what I mean? But we will have more of the X-rated shit. I'm tired of niggas podcast will be X-rated as fuck. I've already been working on it. You know, but I just want to say again that we really are thankful. Like it's almost like 1 o'clock in the morning. We had as many as 380 people online, and so this is my second channel, not my main channel, which was growing, and we have all these people. So you know, we've done a lot, right? We got the the award show. We're gonna have the moderator awards coming really soon, and so I just want to thank everybody. Appreciate you brothers for sticking with us. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard working with niggas. I can't repeat. It's hard working with niggas, but we got a lot of niggas out of the bullshit over here, and it's a lot easier. But it's still hard working, and it's hard to keep this network, you know what I'm saying, going. But you guys, as you know, if you have not getting all of the ebooks, you can email me at Planet Oshay. We just had a new ebook come out. Donovan Sharp wrote it. You can just email me at planetoshay@gmail.com and you say whatever ebooks that you want. Just Send it to me. I'll send you all of the ebooks. Patreon.com/Negro Manosphere. We got 329 people watching. You should be at Patreon, right? The reason why is because it's only $5 a month. $5 ain't shit. You spend that on collard green sandwiches, right? It's 14, 17 cents a day. So you guys help us do more. In fact, the $5 Patreon was what, because I didn't even have to do any like fundraising for the award show or anything like that. I just like, look, just give us the $5 a month and you stick with it. Shout out to Dwayne2827 and we'll do the rest. I don't really believe in like doing the Kickstarter shit, stuff like that, to be serious. I need $10,000. I don't believe in that. I believe if you just play us the $5 and you super chat whenever you get ready, then we'll do it off of that. All right. So guys, thank you for joining up with us. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. You will not hear from me this time, I guarantee you, for a long time, because I will be on vacation. But let's let LAR Movement say something, man. Go ahead and break something down to him, player.
Hey man, it's always a pleasure. It is past my curfew, so I'm gonna shut it down. Long way the season is over.
Guys, before you go to the description and subscribe to LAR Movement. I put his channel there. You know what I'm saying? So guys, we have some good shows lined up. Put the bag over her head. That's gonna be a classic. That's gonna have to go right to Patreon, because I'm gonna be just doing a lot of motherfucking talking shit on that one. Okay, we're talking about a lot of ugly motherfuckers on that podcast. There's gonna be a lot of ugly brawls, but so guys, I really do thank you. Thank you for supporting us, man. And I will see you niggas another motherfucking time. Peace.
Peace.